Lovely to see you again, Ricky. It's been a little while, but obviously you had that wonderful night, albeit with the result pending against Liverpool.
Yeah.
Let's talk about obviously the game itself. In the end, you experienced a very good and dominant side in terms of Liverpool's preparation and their style of play. But what do you take away from that evening in particular?
A lot of pride for the players, for all their hard work and their dedication during the build-up to the game. I think anyone that saw the game or read up about the game for the first hour, we competed with, arguably one of the best sides in Europe at our age group. So full of pride for them, and they was a little bit naturally disappointed after the game for that 10-minute period. But once we kind of put into perspective who we were up against and the quality that they had, that those heads, were rightly, up. So yeah, full of pride, full of, excitement for the future as well, because, for a long time myself and Marvin have been here, it's arguably the strongest crop of players that we've had. So full of excitement for the future as well. Although that game's been and gone now, we've got to look to the future. It's our job to do that, and yeah, exciting times ahead, put it this way.
Absolutely, and I'm sure the boys won't forget it in a hurry.
Yeah.
It will live on in the memory of many at this club. But moving on, obviously, as you are keen to do, it's good that grassroots has finally been allowed to restart, and as I can see, you're preparing for drills this afternoon.
Yeah.
How excited are you to prepare for hopefully the newer season that's coming up in the near future?
Yeah, it's an exciting time. It's great for the football club as a whole for training to continue again. We are a community club, and there's so much. I'm sure you're aware. There's so much that goes on at the football club with all the teams that are here.
Yeah.
The junior section, the women's, the academy. So it's great to be back. It's great to have the sun out as well, which is makes a difference after the winter we've had.
Yeah.
But it's great for the club, to have more faces here, and for the last couple of months it's been not doom and gloom because of all the success on the pitch, but it's been quiet around the place. So to have more people in and slowly get that atmosphere back within the club as a whole is great to have.
Yeah, I tend to notice it on a normal day when we've had to come in for first team interviews. It doesn't feel the same without the extra buzz that comes afterwards with the youth boys coming out and training. Speaking of them in particular, I know obviously as you mentioned it has come and gone, but have you managed to keep it going in their mentalities that will be the first of many if you keep going on to aim for, let's say, a short-term goal would be doing well in the league you're participating in next season, or should you be successful again next season, a possible opportunity to have a big team such as Liverpool again in the future?
Yeah, I think with all the admiration and the praise that the boys have had, it's kind of our job in particular, my job, to make sure the boys stay motivated and not settle on that. Like we just touched on, the game's been and gone now, and one thing for sure, we've got a real hungry group of players to succeed. They've had that taste of the limelight, if you like, and now it's about preparing for the future. And unfortunately, all of our leagues have been cancelled, so our Bostik League and our 19th division has been cancelled, but we've got a load of friendlies arranged and booked in. The last couple of days have been quite busy doing that, so there's a game every week for them to get their teeth into, and we're at that stage of the season where some futures, decisions need to be made on people's future here. That should be a motivation for lads to want to stay here with us for next year, and we look to build. We're not the sort of coaching staff that want to stand still. We don't have the players that want to do that either. So it's about building for next season, and hopefully going one stage further again in the Youth Cup and pushing these boys now into a first team environment, and getting that exposure.
And finally, obviously, you pretty much answered the question regarding the friendlies, but what are your aims for next season and the sort of, obviously the FA Cup being one, that's the fundamental, you want to do well in that, but ultimately you do have to play league next season, pending obviously how the pandemic goes through the winter. How hopeful are you though to do well with this crop of players next season, regardless of who is here or not?
Yeah, I think for us, the definition of doing well is still player development. So as much as we talk about the Youth Cup run and our league form in recent years, let's not get sidetracked. Our role is to try and develop players for our first team, here or elsewhere as well. So that's our guiding, force there. You know, the league form and the youth cup, it's a bit of a consequence from, you know, if you do things properly, that kind of takes care of itself in a way. So it's definitely trying to push the boys on. You know, like I say, hopefully trying to get into our first team here. You know, we're a club on the up. You know, the first team's on a monumental run at the moment. So it's about pushing the boys on, getting them much exposure as we can. They deserve it, but we won't be letting them rest on it, or, you know, think that the job is done, because we've only scratched the surface really of what we can do.
To be honest, we're still pitching ourselves that it's going so well at the moment, so
Sure.
Who knows what the season will bring. But Ricky, first of all, once more time, we want to congratulate all of you on your success.
Thank you.
In the cup this season, and you're definitely going to be seeing a lot more of us in the future.
Yeah, so, pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, good
Cheers.
luck, and
Thank
we'll
you.
hope to speak to you again soon.
Thank you. Cheers.